Hey guys, everything cool with you? Here we are with the newest episode of the Wukong Legendary Saiyan Saga. I know you're anxious to know what's going to happen, but don't worry, we're not in a hurry. I guarantee that today's episode will be epic. But first we have to say a few things so that we can finally continue with the video. If you like these videos and really like to follow, I ask that you leave a like on the video. As much as it is annoying to ask, it helps a lot in the performance of the channel and motivates us to always keep bringing you amazing videos. That said, enjoy the recap of the previous video and then enjoy the video. In the last chapters we met Yamoshi, but the king of the icy race Frigg and his entire army began to attack Yamoshi's castle. During the attack, Yamoshi was mortally wounded. Being out of combat, Wukong then went to face Frigg, and during the combat Wukong began to awaken a power known as Ultra Instinct. This was a technique used by angels. After thinking that he had defeated Wukong, Frigg fled, and while that was happening, Yamoshi died in Wukong's arms, who at that moment was determined to end Frigg and his entire army. Will he be able to control this technique and avenge Yamoshi's death? Well, stay with us as we bring you the story. Wukong continued to strike Kennen non-stop, who was managing to easily dodge Wukong's strikes. Wukong could no longer stand up, and then the angel Kennen said, "Let's rest, because it is already clear to me that you're not even close to hitting me. We're going to stop and get something to eat. It's getting dark. So that's it for today. You still don't have enough power to defeat the peak king of the ice race, let alone enough power to touch a hair of mine. Of course without my obvious allowing it." "Was I clear?" said the angel Kennen, breaking all Wukong's expectations. Wukong was disappointed with himself and his own performance, and said, "Yes, it was." "Fine, but make a note of it that one day I'll make you pay your tongue. Now let's eat before I die of starvation or dehydration," Wukong said, turning his back to Kennen. Kennen took him to an open field, and there they ate the food Kennen carried. Wukong ate heartily. He was tired from his last experiences, while Kennen hardly ate or rested just to rub it in Wukong's face that he was tired. Wukong didn't even notice Kennen's teasing and fell asleep after eating. Kennen covered him and spent time normally. After waking up, Wukong went looking for help, as Wukong thought that with this, he would be able to beat anyone. Wukong wandered around the planet at dawn and realized that the planet was being dominated by the icy race, which was being merciless with its inhabitants. This icy race was a powerful enemy, but for the Saiyan Wukong, this was a good sign, since if the Empire was being ruthless, then surely there would be rebellions. Wukong followed his path in search of finding someone who wanted to rebel against the monarchy. Only, to his sadness, he found no one. Wukong went after a village that was close to his house. There was some battle suits there, and there weren't many guards monitoring. Wukong approached the village and saw some soldiers walking around. There weren't many. Wukong heard the conversation of some of them cautiously so that one could see him, and Wukong heard that there was an elder in the village with a technique of immense destructive power, which would help him a lot. The Saiyan calmly approached the first guard and killed him so that no one could hear him, because if anyone noticed that there was a Saiyan there, the person would be able to call for reinforcements just to end Wukong's life. A while passed, and Wukong had managed to finish off 3 of the guards without being noticed, but when going through the 4th guard, Wukong had an idea. The 4th guard was captured by the Saiyan, who questioned him. "I heard that there is an old man in the village who is very powerful. Is that true?" Wukong said, questioning the guard. The guard replied, "Filthy Saiyan, I won't tell you anything. You're no match for the powerful icy race." The guard replied before being interrupted. Wukong interrupted him with a punch in the face, and soon after grabbing his arm, saying, "Listen here, idiot. If you don't tell me, I'll destroy your arm and make you eat it. So I recommend you tell me what I want to know," Wukong said, threatening the guard. The guard gave in to the threat and gave Wukong what he wanted. "No one is sure about that. This is just a rumor that goes around the city. But I know one thing. If this old man doesn't know that technique, then he certainly knows how he'll get," said the guard, finally giving the information to Wukong. Wukong broke the guard's arm and laughed. The guard then said angrily, "Why did you do that?" "I told you everything I know," said the guard. Completely revolted, the guard was agonizing due to the pain of having his arm broken. The Saiyan Wukong replied, "I know. That's why I won't make you eat it," Wukong said, making fun of the guard. Before the guard could scream for help, the Saiyan finished him off and went to the village in search of the old man. Wukong walked slowly and stealthily into the village, sneaking into blind spots or spots that had no soldiers. He didn't know exactly which house the elder was in, but he knew the guards had that information. Wukong stayed close to one of the houses until a soldier passed very close to him. Wukong was in the dark. The soldier was holding a spear and a lamp. The soldier turned towards the direction Wukong was standing in, and the darkness disappeared due to the lamp, revealing the figure of Wukong standing behind one of those houses in the village. Before the soldier screamed, Wukong landed a blow on the soldier's throat, damaging his vocal cords. Wukong took advantage of the fact that the soldier couldn't defend himself, because his hands were full, and pulled him into the darkness again. Wukong extinguished the lamp, immobilized the soldier, and then said, "Where is the old man? If you do anything, I will destroy you," Wukong said, pressing the soldier to the ground. The soldier shook his head in denial. Apparently he wasn't going to say, so Wukong just finished the soldier with punches to the face. Wukong began investigating the soldier's clothing and found a knife, a canteen of water, and an ID. Wukong got all these soldiers' accessories. Wukong wore the soldier's clothes, put on his identification and a mask to cover his face. Then Wukong disposed of the soldier's body in a hidden location. Wukong went from house to house checking the situation and always making the excuse that it was just a patrol. Wukong entered a house which had several soldiers and an old man sitting on the floor, who Wukong said, "Is this the elder of this village?" asked Wukong, trying to make as good an impression as possible. The soldiers were clearly confused, but they nodded in agreement. Wukong just stood there in front of the door. He closed the door and locked it, and then Wukong waited a few minutes. Wukong was sighing, tired of waiting. Then he pulled out the knife that was in his pocket, and using his quick speed, he delivered hundreds of blows to the guards who were standing still. Wukong finished off all the soldiers without letting any escape alive or making any noise. Wukong walked up to the old man and knelt down in front of him, saying, "Sir, my name is Wukong. I'm one of the Saiyan's race's generals, and I wanted you to teach me your special technique. I want to become strong enough to destroy Frigg and the Ice Race army. Please teach me your techniques, which are secret," Wukong said, looking deep into the old man's eyes. The elder then looked at Wukong and said, "It's a pleasure to meet you, Wukong. So you want to learn my secret technique, is that it? All right. If it's for the sake of my race, I'll teach you. First, memorize the name of this technique." "Well, its name is Galick Ho," said the elder, facing Wukong. Hey guys, I know it's sad when today's video unfortunately ends, but don't worry because the next episodes are coming. If you liked it, don't forget to leave your like. It helps us a lot and motivates us to continue with these videos that you like so much. Comment your theories of what might happen in the next episode and share the video with your friends so you can watch it together. That's it. See you guys.